Good morning, everyone. My name is Ira Feuerstein, and I'm here live from Chandler, Arizona. I want to thank you all for joining today. Appreciate it. For my first episode of Channel Insights with Ira. And we're streaming live right now on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. We'll see how this works. This is new technology for me. It seems to be pretty good. So you guys can chat in the chat window. Let me know, if you're having any problems or if you have any questions. You can use the chat window in YouTube or LinkedIn, and I should see those comments here. Hopefully you guys are hearing me all okay. Maybe if you can chime in for me and let me know if you're hearing me okay, if everything's good. We'll go ahead and get started. So we'll let a few more folks log in. I'm looking at my other screen here. We have quite a few people logging in, which is great. So let me give you a little bit of background on me. Some of you may know me, some may not. For those that know me, I guess you know me. For those that don't, my name is Ira Feuerstein. I've been in technology for 20 plus years. And over the last 8 years, I was brought into a company called Nextiva, which is one of the best UCaaS providers in the world. And they brought me in 8 years ago to basically build their channel program from the ground up, literally zero revenue. Built that thing to around $100 million a year in annual revenue. So pretty good growth over 8 years. And recently I made the decision to kind of go out on my own and do some of my own things. So, that's why I'm here today. I'm here to talk with, potential technology partners, potential customers. Heck, even if you're a competitor, I see there's some competitors on here. That's fine. That's all good. And give you some advice. But my role in life really is two things. Number one, to help technology partners grow their businesses exponentially. It's not often that you can work directly with a person who's built $100 million a year business from the ground up, knows all the pitfalls, knows all the places you can screw up, and can be that guiding light for a technology partner who's looking to grow their business. The other side of the coin is if you're a customer, maybe you're not a technology partner, but you're a potential customer. Myself and my group of partners around the United States can help you make very smart technology decisions on just about anything. Like if you're looking at, swapping out your phone system or your bandwidth or your SD-WAN solution or your contact center or your bandwidth at your office. We can help with all those things, get you better deals than what you can get normally, and be an unbiased opinion, bringing you options to the table. So that's what I do, and I'm excited about it. And part of what I do is believe in this concept called giver's gain. That's what we're going to talk about today in our first episode of Insights with Ira. And the gist of it is very simple, is that, basically you got to give to gain in life. It's not just in business, and you notice the people who do it the most are always seem to be the ones who are the most successful. I mean, look at a guy like Bill Gates. Bill Gates made the decision a long time ago that when he died, he would have no money left. So what did he do? He created a foundation that basically revolves around giving away every penny of his money by the time he dies for whatever he believes in. And, so that's a great example of giver's gain. And that, that's more, I guess that's in business, right? But I think in life and in business, too often we get caught up in the grind. We get caught up in our heads are down, we're laser focused, we're running ahead, and we don't take time to step away and say, okay, how can I improve? And one of the ways you can improve is this by this concept of givers gaining, meaning you give, and it could be in many different ways. It could be advice like I'm doing right now, right? It could be money, it could be time, it could be, whatever, fill in the blank. But you're giving and not expecting things in return. And the law of reciprocity states that, listen, it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you in time. So let's dive in. There's, I think, 7 principles of giver's gain. We're going to quickly go through these. You may have questions, you may not have questions. It's all good. You can always hit me up anytime. But the first principle is, are the people that you want to give to, are they in your light? What does that mean? Well, what it means is that you have to, as a business person, you've got to decide, who do you want to give time, effort to, right? You can't do it for everybody. So you want to really be discerning about who you work with. You want to make sure that you are looking at the people and deciding, like, do you trust them? And do you want to work with them? More importantly, do they want to work with you? Because you know what? If they don't want to take what you're giving, maybe it's just advice. Don't waste your time. It's totally not worth it. So that's principle one. Make sure you're looking at the people that you want to give to, that you trust them, and you want to work with them. Now, principle 2 is interesting. It's giving without expectation. So one of the big things that you need to understand is that if you go into it with the right mindset, it's going to really be great for you. If you go into the wrong mindset thinking, well, man, if I can get this person and I can give them something, I'm going to expect this, and this back from them, you're probably never going to get it. Probably never going to get it. So you want to make sure that you're giving with no expectation of getting something in return. Now, we're having a tech issue here, so I just want to alert you guys to that. I'm noticing over here on my LinkedIn screen, over here, I'm seeing comments. On my text section, I'm not. So if I'm looking away, it's because I'm looking at questions and comments you guys have over here, and then I'll figure this out later. But principle 2 is you need to give without expectation. Have no expectation at all of getting something in return. That's hard. That's not the way humans generally think. So I'm just going to look over here really quick. So, okay, so great. People are hearing me. Great. I see Weldon on, Michael Kreitch on. Robert Bowling. Robert, what's up? How are you? A bunch of people on. So great. So principle 2 is give without expectation. Let's move on. Principle 3 is give more than expected. I always like to say, listen, if you're going to fail big. If you're going to give big. Give something that's really, really impactful to the person that you're working with. And, you'll have to decide what that is. I can't decide that for you. But, it could be something like, I had a guy I talked to yesterday, a partner, and this guy said to me, he's like, listen, I've been in business 20 years and we're successful, but we're not as successful as we want to be. We've got 2,000 customers and, we've been in business 20 years, but we just feel like the business isn't growing like it should. And I said, well, let's take a step back for a minute. And I came up with a concept for him of, hey, how do we maybe take a look at your customer base and decide how to cross-sell into them? Well, what are you doing there today? And he wasn't doing anything. And, I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you, but at the end of the conversation, the guy basically said, listen, how fast can we get started together? Because I understand that I need to step from the business. I need to slow myself down, but I can't do that unless I have somebody holding me accountable. And, that was my way of giving to him, of giving. And I never said anything about partnering together. But he came back to me at the end and said, well, how can we work together? How can I give back to you? And that is this whole concept of giving more than expected. I'll give you another example. I'm gonna protect some names here because I don't want to put this out there exactly. But there was a period in time a couple years ago where my son had been going. He's becoming a vet. And when he was in his undergraduate studies, he would go down every summer for a couple of weeks to Central America and basically give free veterinary care down there, because it's like there are no veterinarians. People just let their animals run loose and do whatever they want. So he would go down for a couple of weeks at a time and do free veterinary care. And while he was in, I think it was Guatemala, a massive volcano went off while he was there, and it shut everything down. There was no way of getting home. There was no way of getting out of the country. And, so I was talking to a very, very good friend of mine, and, I was just telling him, this is crazy. We're not really sure what to do, with this, get him out of there, to emergency, evacuate him out of there. And this person said to me, he's like, whatever he needs, I'll do. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I wasn't even thinking about anything. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. I'll fly a private jet in there. I'll put a boat off the coast. And if we can just get him to the coast, we can get him to the boat. I mean, that was that was ultimately givers gaining on that end, because we didn't take him up on that, but I will be forever indebted to this person for even coming up with that concept of that. Was mind-blowing to me. So give more than expected is principle number 3. Principle number 4 is give what you can afford. If you can only afford an hour a month, or $100 a month, or, whatever, fill in the blank, don't give more than you can afford. Okay. Because now it's coming back to, you have to be smart about your time. You've got to be understanding of your time, etc. So make sure you don't give more than you can afford. Principle number 5 is, you got to understand it's okay to gain. Absolutely okay to gain. I think sometimes people feel they feel like they shouldn't get anything out of it because they feel like it's dirty or bad or something. It's okay to gain. We all have the right to both give and to receive, to give and to gain. And that, I think, is probably one of the most important things to understand here, is that it's okay to gain. I'm just looking something up here. I'm just trying to find this quote over here on my other screen that I wanted to go over with you guys, if I can find it, because it was really cool. I saw it yesterday. I don't know if I can find it again. All right, principle. Excuse me, I'm getting over COVID. You can't get it though. I'm negative, and we're like thousands of miles apart anyway. So principle number 6 is, you need to stay humble. You'll notice with me, everybody, that I tend to make a lot of fun of myself, especially with my COVID hair here. Not looking, my eyebrows are a little bushy, but you got to stay humble. Humble people, just remember this, humble people don't think less of themselves. They just think of themselves less. Let that sink in for a minute. It's okay. It's okay. You need to be humble. Don't be boastful, because that will get you nowhere. That'll unravel everything else. And then the last principle, which is principle 7, is to show gratitude. And you've got to cultivate this habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and be thankful continuously. I learned this lesson actually from my mom, who passed away a year and a half ago from COVID. Unfortunately, it took her. But one of the things I learned from her, she was an immigrant from Germany. She actually ran away from home in Germany when she was 13 years old, because the whole Nazi thing going on, it was just bad scene over there. She was actually in East Germany at the time. It was not good. So she ran away and ended up figuring out a way to move to Canada, and started her life over there in Canada. And, when she moved to the United States, she really didn't understand much English. She got married to my dad, and, was stay-at-home mom for most of her career. But once we got to the point where she didn't have to stay at home with us anymore, she decided to become a maid at a hotel. And low-paying job, don't need a college degree for that. And it was interesting because she loved it. Loved it like you could not love anything. Like, just was so thankful for the people that she got to see, the people's rooms that she got to clean, the fact that people would come back year after year for their vacations and ask to stay in a room that my mom would be the maid in. Like, it was insane. But I think a lot of that from her came from her gratitude and just her belief in hard work and showing thankfulness for what she had. It wasn't much. She made like nothing. But for her, it was everything. And I think, showing gratitude is it's super important. One of the things that I do here all the time is I tell people, thank you so much. I love you guys. I'll say that all the time. I mean it. Like, I really mean it, because, working with people, whether, if I were working with you as a customer or a potential partner, it's all the same, right? It's you have to forge a friendship together. And if you don't forge that friendship, it's just a business relationship. That's lame. I hate that. Like, I despise that. I want friendships. I want stuff that we can both give to each other. We can both show gratitude about it and really do the right thing for everybody. So those are the 7 tips for Givers Gain. Now, before we finalize and close up here, I want to go through some upcoming events that I have. I think you'll be really interested in these upcoming events. So the first one, Friday, February 11th, I have one of the coolest people I've ever met on the show. His name is Jesse Cole. If you guys end up, if any of you ever came to our NextCon event, I think it was 2018 or 19 or something like that, we had Jesse speak at that event. That's where I met him, and I became friends with him. He is the owner of a baseball team called the Savannah Bananas. Yes, you heard that right. And basically, Jesse is like the P.T. Barnum of baseball, marketing, business. He is so cool because he has innovated the game of baseball. And you'll see if you attend that event what I mean. But he's going to be talking about how to create raving fans in your business. I think you're going to absolutely love that. So that's Jesse. So February 11th. And I'll post these all on LinkedIn as they come out. Next one, February 16th. So the week after that, Roberto Monaco. This guy blows my mind. So if you guys aren't great at public speaking, or you don't feel confident in public speaking, after listening to Roberto for a half hour, I think you'll get it, why it's important. Roberto is my personal public speaking coach. I mean, I can tell you that I took myself and 2 other employees to a weekend with him in San Diego. And in those 2 days, we learned so much. And I mean, the credit really goes to him on helping us understand the importance of being able to get up in front of a group of people. But more important than that, the ability to tell a story. And you'll notice here, I've done that a few times within this chat today. And if you are scared of public speaking, or you don't know how to do it, or you just want to brush up and get better, make sure you're on the February 16th with Roberto. I think you will be blown away by him. By the way, he trained every single salesperson for Anthony Robbins. Yes, he did. And then the next one will be March 2nd. So there's like a 2-week gap. I may fill in between. I have another guest, but I'm not going to announce that yet because I don't have a date for her yet. But on March 2nd, Barry Moltz is going to be on. Barry is phenomenal. He is a small business expert. He wrote 4 different books on small and mid-sized businesses and how to get your business unstuck. How to move it forward. And in that half hour, you are guaranteed to get some crazy good advice for your business on, how to get it unstuck. Because every business at some point is stuck. Now, the last thing I want to say is my call to action. If you like the content that you've seen here, share it. If you could do that, that would be forever grateful to you. Come on, as we do other episodes, you want to hear about them, please join. Please tell your friends about them. This is going to be a grassroots effort. And without you, I can't do it. Like, I'd be talking to nobody, and so I appreciate everything you guys can do to help move this show forward. If you want a partner and you want a guy like me working with you, teaching you how to build a business, hit me up. Let's talk. Maybe we'll be able to partner, maybe we won't. If you're a potential customer, you're looking to make some technology decisions, hit me up. I'll be the first to tell you if me or one of my technology partners across the United States can help you. And if not, we'll be the first to tell you. So with that, I'm going to look at the questions here. Now, it's interesting. I'm watching LinkedIn on this side, and it's like a couple minutes behind my stream, which is a little weird. But I see a lot of people chiming in saying content is really great. Let's see here. So Weldon, this is what Weldon said from Cube, which I love their product, by the way. If you guys want to hear about it, I can tell you about it someday. But we have our hand, let's see here. Our phrasing of that at Cube is hand open or hand closed. We have our hand open. Yes, people can abuse us or burn us, but it's okay if they take. But if our hand is open, people can put something in it. Hand closed is more secure, but you rob others from giving back. You miss opportunities to help and be helped. That's fantastic, Weldon. That's fantastic. A lot of people saying hello. A lot of people saying how cold it is where they're at, which here in Arizona, guys, 70 degrees here. So I don't really worry about that. I'm trying to see if I can find this last quote for you here. Don't know. If I can't find it in like 10 seconds, I'm not going to do it. It was a Chinese quote. It was really interesting. Like, if you want to be successful, hold on. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. Okay, so listen to this. I'm going to leave you with this quote. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. And with that, I'm going to let you go on to your day. We're going to keep every one of these events 30 minutes or less. We're at 24 minutes right now. Hopefully you found the content acceptable. Hopefully you took one golden nugget out of it that you'll be able to use. If you did, chime in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And if you guys want to hook up with me, just hit me up on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I'm everywhere. You can find me just about anywhere. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. I do appreciate you all. Love you all. And givers gain. Just remember, that's what this is all about. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.